Hello, I'm so excited to be here today. I get to spotlight and highlight two very important speakers that are going to be happening. They're going to be teaching and presenting and connecting with you guys at the Boise, Idaho Energy Healing Conference. And for years, we have had people requesting that we come back to the Boise area. And we're so thrilled that we are having such a warm reception from the community there. We already have 400 people that are now pre-registered for this amazing event. It's all happening at the Riverside Hotel in the Eagle area. It's going to be so good. I'm so excited. In fact, our schedule has now had additional classes added to it. So I'm so excited. I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to our very first speaker for today. This is Dr. Jon M. Harmon. He's married to Carla Harmon, and he's a father of 8 children of his own and 2 stepchildren as well. He's the grandfather of 26 children. He speaks German as well. I did not know that about you. That's something new. He has a Bachelor of Science in Human Biology, attended the University of Utah from 1983 to 1986, graduated summa cum laude with a Doctor of Chiropractic degree from the Los Angeles College of Chiropractic in 1989. That is so fun to see the dates and everything. This is so cool. He is also board certified in quantitative EEG and neurofeedback. That's IASIS, certified practitioner with ICP. He's also the author of the book called How to Reverse Aging, a comprehensive guide to copper peptides, which I'm very excited to learn more about today. He's also the president and the founder of Clear Mind Idaho, member of the advisory board of IASIS Technologies, which is the manufacturer for the microcurrent therapy units. And I'm super excited. He's going to be teaching twice at this conference, both 11 a.m. in our main room, and then also 1 p.m. So right after the lunchtime, he'll also be teaching there. The first class is called How to Reverse Aging from the Inside Out Today. And then the next class is called Why Won't Your Brain Let You Calm Down? So I'm so excited to bring him on and learn more about these today. Hello there. How are you, my friend?
Hi, Tammy. It's good to see you again.
Thank
It
you.
seems like every few months at one of the energy healing conferences.
I know. It's awesome. I love getting around you too, because you always have such a fun personality, a very magnetic energy about you. You always have crowds of people around you interacting with you. It's really fun also to watch you educate, because your presentations are not boring at all. They are so engaging and people are constantly like taking notes. You bring volunteers up. Like, it's just so much fun. And I want to find out a little bit also about like what has driven you to come back again and again and continue this, education for so many people.
Well, first of all, thank you for that introduction. It's soon to be 27 grandkids, by the way.
Oh.
It's a never-ending stream. That makes life really, really interesting and fun. That's for sure. There's never a chance to get lonely.
No, definitely not. I only have 2 grandkids, and I am like, whoo, when they come over, it's like,
think of the birthdays. 27 grandkids plus the parents, so there are 20 parents. So birthdays like between 4 and 6 a month sometimes. So the reason I come back to the Energy Healing Conference is the relationships that are built, the type of people that are attracted to the Energy Healing Conference are my kind of people. I resonate with people who are knowledgeable or have a knowledge about the fact that the body is all energy, and we can affect it with different frequencies of different wavelengths and vibrational force, whether it's light, sound, or whatever. And so I teach about those things and the fact that everything is about vibration, and even what we emit from our bodies. That's what I'll be talking about in the one about how to reverse aging, how you can actually tweak, so to speak, your own body with energy you're already making, and come to the class and you'll find out more about that. So one of my goals in life is to help people opt out of the disease management system we have in our country. Unfortunately, we don't have healthcare, we have disease management. And I'll be talking about ways to do that. Obviously, the class is called How to Reverse Aging. Everything in that class came from the book, but everything in the book came from the research. There are 91 references to the research that's gone on or that has been done since 1973 about the GHK copper peptide.
Yeah. So, what does that even mean? Like for just like not somebody who has, all these degrees and all of this, like you definitely have dove into the research yourself, but like somebody just like that maybe doesn't have all of that background and history. Do you mind just kind of taking over here and telling like the basic premise of that? My husband was actually asking me, so what are those things? I know they work. I've seen you rave about them. Why do they work? And I'm like, you should go to Dr. John's class.
Well, peptides are signaling molecules. Everybody's heard of insulin, there's norepinephrine, neurotransmitters. These are peptides. Some of them are very small, like the GHK copper peptide is 3 amino acids. So there's glycine, histidine, and lysine. And you don't need to know that, but the peptide is something that your body uses to communicate with different parts or systems in the body to start something up remotely. So unless there's a nerve directly connected to something, the body has to communicate with parts yonder, down to my toes, from the top of my head to my brain, and all the way through my body. Well, since thousands of years, we've been making in our body something that's called the emergency response peptide. It's known in the literature as the emergency response peptide. If you think about what happens in battle or injury or times of famine or severe weather conditions, our body has to adapt really quickly. So researchers have surmised or theorized that we developed this emergency response. So what would that be? Let's say I'm in battle, I'm a gladiator, I get a big old gash in my thigh. If things don't happen really quickly, it's over. So your body produces and gushes this GHK copper peptide, the actions of which are these: rapid wound healing, rapid infiltration of capillaries into the damaged tissue where the source of circulation and blood and oxygen has been cut off, but also it turns on the genes that tell our body to make more stem cells. Stem cells are cells that haven't decided what they want to be when they grow up. They can become any cell. So we make all of these kind of neutral cells, and he goes, holy cow, we need a muscle cell over there. Okay, I'm going to be a muscle cell. You go over there. There's a little chip in the bone. We need some bone over there. Let's do that. I need some more blood cells. I need whatever. So these stem cells then become whatever you need in the body. Huge benefits for cardiovascular health, huge benefits for brain. Dermatologists have used this peptide in their lotions and potions and creams and shampoos for decades because of their beauty effect. This used to be really, really gray. It turned from mostly back to my natural color. Yeah, there's still some gray in it, but there's a big difference, and I actually show a before and after picture in my slide presentation. So I'll be going over in this presentation at 11 o'clock Saturday the top things, the destructive processes that we are subjected to that cause us to age faster and die younger, and the effect shown in the literature, what the GHK copper peptide can do to mitigate or decrease the effect that those things have on us. So I'll be going into detail in a very understandable way how you can actually influence whether or not you are able to remember who you are when you're old, not be meeting a new person in your house every 15 minutes, 51st dates, and be able to travel when you get old, when you're retired. So the retirement, my whole message in my presentation is you don't have to participate in the accepted, slow, sometimes rapid slide into frailty and disability. You can stay healthy, whether it's your joints, your brain, your cardiovascular system, and it all has to do with utilizing and increasing your GHK copper peptide in your bloodstream. That's what you need to come to the class. We're going to have some giveaways of both my book and also a way to elevate your GHK copper peptide. So come to the class. I promise you won't be bored, and you'll get the information you need to opt out of that disease management system that we have. Then at 1 o'clock, I'll be talking about I call it my bricks and mortar business that because of pretty serious things happened in my family, emotional shocks that motivated me to go find ways to fix my own family's brains who had been subjected to a suicide, a murder, and then another death in my family. And people were ramped up. You get those things in insomnia, depression, anxiety, PTSD. So I went on a search and I found things that work. The title is called, "Why Don't You Just Calm Down?" Because your brain won't let you. And so I go and I'll talk about the things that we do at Clear Mind, Idaho to help people get their brains right. I'll be talking about the autonomic nervous system. It runs the show. It runs our fight or flight on one end, and it runs our sleeping, digesting food, immune function, relaxing, feeling joy on the other hand. I'll be talking about how they have a teeter-totter relationship. They both can't fire 100% at the same time. I'll be talking about that. I can guarantee it runs the show. If your brain is telling your body it's not time to digest food, I don't care how many probiotics or digestive enzymes you take. It ain't going to happen because your brain says so, because it runs the show. Well, here's the take-home message that I tell people when they come into my office. It's not a life sentence. We have figured out how to bring balance to that system. When somebody comes into my office, we have a free consultation. During that consultation, I actually test the parasympathetic nervous system. There are some things that are easily testable to see if you are stuck in fight or flight, meaning no matter what somebody says about, hey, there's nothing going on, why don't you just calm down, honey? No matter how many times somebody says that to you or you try to meditate out of it, your brain is running the show and it thinks something's still going on that you have to run from. That's the underlying anxiety and increased heart rate, and can't turn off my mind to go to sleep. I have a busy mind. I have maybe OCD, PTSD. I might have ADHD. I could even have seizures and tremors. I could be severely autistic. I could be into cognitive decline. We have people with all of those things or any of those things come into the office that we help. How do we do that? That's what I'm going to talk about at my 1 o'clock presentation. I'll be having volunteers come out of the audience who want to have their parasympathetic nervous system tested. We'll also have some giveaways of the book and also some sessions that we have and that we do at Clear Mind, Idaho. So what do these two things have in common? Well, turns out there was a study done on the brain and GHK copper peptide. And it was a 6-week study, and they actually elevated the participants' GHK copper peptide after doing a quantitative EEG to start, and then at 3 weeks and 6 weeks. In my presentation, you're going to find out that the brains of the participants became more normal, especially in the measurement called coherence, which is a measurement of how well the right and left sides of the brain are communicating. And there's a normal amount, and then there's too much, or there's not enough. Too much would be the more too much somebody has, the more autistic we are. That everything's jammed up. I say it's 5 o'clock on Eagle Road in Boise. Eagle Road is the busiest road in the state of Idaho. And at around 5, nothing's happening. That's what happens in an autistic brain. It's just all jammed up. So that's hypercoherence, too much coherence. Hypocoherence would be cognitive decline. And so I can't recall things because there's not enough nerves firing for me to communicate and, remember stuff. So that GHK copper peptide plays a big role in my Clear Mind Idaho patients because it checks another box for them. So it's all related because the GHK benefits every part of the body. I'll be going into those in details, but one of the big parts is the brain. And so that's the correlation with Clear Mind Idaho and the GHK copper peptide. So I could go on for a long time, Tammy. How much time do I have? Are you still there, Tammy? She turned it. Oh, there she is.
No, you're good. I'm right here. You're just fine. Yeah, I'm so excited to keep learning more about this because I think that there's a lot of people who maybe they have been to the traditional routes and they're told, yeah, everything's fine, everything's normal, and they know their bodies and they know that that's not quite right. So it's nice to be able to just have a different outlook, a different perspective, a different option to be able to come and learn about it. And I do love how you have people come up in the front of the room and you're very interactive. It's very engaging. Like no one ever leaves your class and was like, ugh, that when they leave your class, people they have patches on them. They're excited. They're all talking about like how much fun that was, but also they learned. And I like the idea of edutainment myself because I feel like people learn through stories and hands-on in many instances, and that's literally how your classes are. So I always tell people to get in just a little bit early because your classes generally they are very packed. So this is going to be no exception here, and especially you're from the Boise area. So
yes.
Tell us a little bit also about your location that you have there in the area for maybe people who are from the area but who cannot come to this particular date. Maybe they are going to be on for spring break or whatever. So
yeah, we are in the El Dorado Business Park, which cross streets would be Eagle Road and Overland. There's Silverstone across the street, and then El Dorado is on the west side of Eagle Road. And ironically, we're on Copper Point Drive. We talk about copper peptides, we're on Copper Point. So we're in Suite 125. It's 2971 East Copper Point Drive. And I have 3 highly trained neurofeedback techs, and we have patients in and out of there all day long. We have all 3 rooms going most of the time. We also have what's called a bioharmonic resonator, and that's some people call it a sound bed. It's much more than that. There are different protocols, and the doctor who wrote the music wrote it specifically to resonate with different tissues for different purposes. Sometimes we have false memories that are stored in our tissues. And so the bed has transducers in it. The music is converted into vibrational force. So you're feeling the music and the entire body accentuated with different frequencies. You might feel it in your gut, or you might feel it in your quads, or you might feel it in your chest, depending on what for example, the title of the protocol is. There's cell cleansing, there's, building your dream vision board. There's all kinds of different protocols for attention issues. We use that as part of our protocols at Clear Mind, Idaho, and we'll be giving away some sessions on the vibe. We call it the vibe, the bioharmonic resonator, to people in the class. So you want to come to the class, we could be drawing for some of the books and some other things, the vibe sessions and other things that we're throwing in. So come to the class. We'd love to have you. It is very interactive, and I promise that you'll have some fun, but you'll also learn some things about the nervous system that will help you in your everyday life in gaining that balance between those two systems, the fight or flight, the rest, digest, heal.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. Well, and you and your family and others that I know from the IASIS, IASIS, right? They have such a friendly, connection with people. But I love the technology behind that too. So I love how you're really immersed in this technology and seeing what it can do. It's almost like a biohack, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
It is. It's everything we do is a biohack. People come in and I say, well, first of all, we don't do anything here that has side effects. We don't do anything here that hurts. And it's not based on any skill you have or may acquire. It's totally passive.
Which is quite lovely. I actually got to experience that. Did I tell you that? Your sister down in St. George in November.
Oh, yeah.
Did a whole, she hooked it up to my head and everything. It was so cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
I thought I was going to have to stare at a screen. I thought I was going to have to do all these things. And she's like, no, dude, just chill.
And Tammy, you know what that does? It sends in normal delta waves at 3 trillionths of a watt. So it's imperceptible to humans. Mm-hmm. And it untrains the brain stem from the faulty pattern that it's stuck in. That's basically what it does. Mm-hmm. Rather than trying to train the brain over a very long period of time, like 40 to 60 sessions, like the older style neurofeedback, it untrains that primitive brain from that stuck sympathetic freeze. I can't do anything. I try to meditate out of it and nothing's happening. That's what it does.
Well, actually, like, as soon as I said the statement, I couldn't even tell. I was like, wait a minute, that's actually not completely accurate, because by the end of the session, which it really wasn't that long, but by the end of it, I felt really calm. So I don't know, is that like normal?
Yeah, most people feel a sense of more calmness in one session. By several sessions, people start to see shifts happening. We've had kids. We have a really good relationship with the Katie Beckett program. That's a program named after someone's child. And I guess they donated a lot of money to help kids, autistic kids. So we've had so much success helping their kids that if they go apply for that program, all Katie Beckett program requires from us is a letter, and they'll pay for these autistic kids to get the help they need.
Well, that's really great. That's really great to hear that. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. I know you're super busy, and I always appreciate it when you get to come on and say hi. I feel like people, when they're like, I've never been to this conference before, and so they're kind of like checking it out and stuff, but when they get to like see the speakers and learn a little bit more about what's going to be happening in class, then it gets them even more excited, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that today.
It's always great to chat with you, Tammy. I can't wait to see you Friday, actually.
Yeah, we'll see you Friday night at the VIP. That's awesome. Okay, thank you so much.
Well,
oh my gosh, he is so cool. You guys, this is awesome. I can hardly wait for this conference. If you can't tell, I'm super stoked. I want to go ahead and actually show you guys. This is a copy of the schedule. I want to just go ahead and bring this up here. Nope, that's not the right one. Let's see if we can do this one. Make it a little bit bigger. There we go. Okay, so if you look over here in this is the most up-to-date schedule. I just sent it to the copies, or to the printer to get the copies made. And so this is going to be what the actual conference schedule looks like. Now, I want to call your attention to just a couple of different things, okay? First off, we have some hands-on classes that are not lecture style. So if you personally, you really love that kind of style, then you'll really like this particular conference. We have a yoga class called Embodied Flow with Crystal Borup. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with Crystal, but she's the one who does the big yoga festival up in the Tetons. So I think it's actually called the Teton Yoga Festival. She's awesome. She's been speaking at our conferences for the last few years, and I adore her. In the next class over, there's going to be more technology with Marlise Hyde. And then I'll be speaking on 4 ways to improve your relationship with money. These are some of the things that I personally have done, and I'm very excited. We only have room for about 30 people in that class. So make sure that if that is one of those, topics kind of speaks to you, make sure that you get in there a little bit early. You'll want to go ahead and arrive maybe 10 to 15 minutes at least minimum early so that you can go through the line, get checked in, get your wristband, and then head to class. By the way, our vendors are all opening up at 8 a.m. So if you're an early riser and you want to get on down, you can sign up for a lot of the different services, including complementary light therapy. That's what Torrie Miller is going to be speaking about in about 1 minute here. So I'm so excited for that. Let's see. We've also got other educational things that you can also participate in at the conference itself. So if you do not yet have a ticket, you're in the Boise area, you want to make sure that you are, attending, and you don't yet have a ticket, you can go ahead and still get a free ticket. I've got a few left. My email is going across the bottom of the screen there. You'll see that ticker. And then please go ahead and take a moment to look through some of the descriptions here. I've also gone ahead and listed the actual link where you can click on that, and it's going to take you directly over to all of the class titles, descriptions, and even the speaker's bio. So that's going to be pretty great. We also, in addition to those hands-on classes, we are going to be doing a breathwork and meditation class, hands-on with volunteers during Amy Winsett's class. Moon Tucker is going to be topping off our day with a yin stress relief. And I'm super excited. Her podcast is awesome. So there's going to be some really cool things happening there as well. Special gratitude and mention to our VIP. That's all happening at the Infinity Wave Center. That's Friday night for our VIP participants and our speakers and our vendors only. That's happening right there at the Infinity Wave Center. So not at the hotel, but over there at the Infinity Wave Center. I think it's like 5-minute drive away. So it's nearby, but we're going to actually get to go and experience the scalar waves there. They also have saunas for a 5-minute relaxation sauna that we'll get to go in and do that. And also a quick tour of their wellness center. We'll also be doing some laughing yoga, and I'm going to be also doing a few breathwork techniques. So I'm very excited about everything that's going to be happening there that night, along with our meet and greet. Okay, Torrie, are you ready? It does not look like your video is turned on. So if you can go ahead and turn that on, then we'll bring you on. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. I was just kind of stalling, waiting for you, babe. How are you?
So good. So good. How are you?
Good. Oh, I'm so good. I'm so excited to be able to go to Boise this weekend. How far of a drive is it for you?
It's like 4 hours.
Yeah, that's about a 4-hour drive for me too.
But I'm so excited too. I think that Boise just needs all of these things. That was so great listening to Dr. Harmon. And
yeah, they already have such a great community there. As I've reached out to locals that are, helping people with the alternative health, the yoga community, there's so many incredible things happening there. And I'm so excited to be able to go and build relationships even more with them. I know that they're really excited to have us come. We've had dozens of people writing in just in the last week expressing that. So we have about 400 people that are pre-registered right now. We have room for more tickets. So if anybody else would like tickets, please go ahead and send me a direct email. My email is going across the bottom, or you can reach out to Torrie as well. Torrie, tell us a little bit about what's going to be happening in your class and also at your vendor spaces at the conference, because I know you guys are signed up with several spaces. So I can't wait to hear more.
Yes, yes. So we're going to have a lot of chairs, and we actually are giving away free light sessions. So, and with that many people coming to the conference, I would advise you to show up early if you're going to want a light session, and they are free and they are amazing. So I would get there soon. Come find us. You'll see us with a lot of chairs. I'll show you a picture here in a minute. And you're going to want to look at your schedule to make sure you're not going to miss your favorite speaker and get on the list. You're going to just have the pads on you, and you're going to have some lights on you, and you're going to go through a set of frequencies for relaxing. So I wanted to say that first thing. And you'll want to stay till the end of me talking, because I'm going to let you know how you can sign up to win a chance for a free trial. I'm going to give that out when I speak at 10 o'clock on Saturday. I will draw. So you, right when you get to the conference, come sign up for a light session, sign up for a free trial. It's a 14-day trial. It'll be in your house. You can use it as many times as you want. And that's a $350 value. So, and I am going to draw that at the 10 o'clock. So you just got to be fast in the morning. So that's exciting. Yes. I sent you an email, Tammy. Hopefully you got it for that link. So I just wanted to start by saying a little bit about me and how I even got here to this place. I think that's like very interesting for people to hear. I'm a very active person. I was just living my life, as this has been about 7 years ago now. And I had a overuse injury because I was running, biking, swimming, doing triathlons, hiking, all the fun things, right? And I overused my foot, and I had an overuse injury. I actually broke my foot, tendon pulled from the bone, and it was super painful. And I had done the crutches, I had done everything, and healed. The doctor, I think we've all been, I was listening to Dr. Harmon, we've all been to a doctor and we really want some help with something, and they say that's all we can do. You're fine. If you just lose a little weight, if you just get stress out of your life, all these things would be fixed, right? I think a lot of people have experience of that, and me included, that they're like, your foot's fine, like that's just how it's going to be. And I was still actually in a lot of pain. I remember just like sitting in the parking lot thinking I had to go to the back of a store, and I was like, oh, I just don't even want to walk. And I'm still young, and I had all these things I want to do with my kids, and it was getting, it was February, and I couldn't ski, and I was just getting depressed also. I needed sunlight, and I needed to be outside in nature, and none of those things were happening, and I was in pain. So I think people can probably relate that that's happened at one time in their life. And my friend's like, I have these lights, you can try them. And I was like, nah, I don't know, how you are. Sounds like a lot. I don't know. Anyways, after I sat in the parking lot thinking I didn't want to walk to the back of the grocery store, I said, this is ridiculous. I've got to find something else. And I think we do get to that point when we're told by someone, a medical doctor or any sort of person that says there's nothing else for you. And all they're saying is, I don't know anything else. And so you just got to go look somewhere else and look at all these tools. You're going to find a ton of them on Saturday. So you're definitely going to want to experience light, though. It is one of the easiest things you can do for yourself with a huge benefit. And you can do it right in your house, which is just one of my favorite things about it, because I hate appointments. I hate having to leave and go to a bunch of appointments. Anyways, so I had the lights come to my house. We do a trial. The Lumiceuticals does a thing. It's a big purchase. It's an investment you're going to make. And so they will send the whole package of lights to your house and let you try them out for a couple weeks just to see if you want to purchase them, which I think is amazing, because we've all done something where we're like, we hope this is going to help, and we spend a ton of money, and it does really, we don't use it, or it doesn't do what we want it to, or whatever. So I think that's an amazing gift that Lumiceuticals gives. And I will tell you that 80 to 90% of the people use them. And of course they're like, I'm not giving these back. I love them. So it's a great win-win for both sides. Anyways, so I did the trial. I'd never seen them. I knew nothing about them. And I put the lights on. And I remember the first time I used them, I was just like, I'm so relaxed. Like, I didn't realize how much I wasn't relaxed until I was relaxed. Yay. And so I started thinking to myself, well, maybe there's more to this than just, I mean, my foot still kind of hurts. So I used them for a couple of weeks, and I wanted to get the best bang for my buck. So I used them on every single person that talked to me, everybody that came to my house, every family member. And I started noticing some really cool things. I had a baby at the time, and he had a fever, and I called her, what do I do? So, use the lights, and he was better in like 24 hours. Like, you know, baby toddlers that get the fever and the 5-day, all that. And he was outside playing, like, you know, the next day without a fever and better. And I was like, wow, was that the lights? I don't know. Anyways, after 2 weeks, of course, I got the lights. And that was in the end of February, March. And then I ran a half marathon in May without foot pain. And I have been sold and talking about them ever since. I've always loved health. I have a degree in health promotion education, and I've always loved health and taking care of the body. And so it was right up my alley to be able to just tell people there is this amazing tool for you. So I want you to think about how many things you do in the day that get you in a relaxed state, right? Because Dr. Harmon talked about it too. We're go, 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 go. We're in this fight or flight, and we can even get stuck in it, as he mentioned. And so what do you do every day to get yourself out of this fight or flight? And if you say something or you pause and go, I don't know, if there's not something you specifically do to do it, you need to find something. There's so many things coming at us, and we're always just holding, you know, a phone that's just constantly going off. Like, we're always just rush, rush, go, go. And we have to do something every day. And what I do specifically is I put on my lights for sure every night, sometimes in the morning. So once or twice a day, that is what I'm doing. And I get a good 20 minutes of relaxing my body. So then everything, all the organs, all the things, they can do what they're meant to do. They're not trying to keep me, you know, rescued from the bear or running from something. They're actually just working how they're supposed to work. Yay. I wanted to show a few slides, and I'm not sure I'm going to try this.
Usually what happens is once you present, then it will pull it up for me, and then I just have to click approve. So go ahead and try it.
Just click present and then click slides. Oh, share screen.
It's not quite the same as Zoom because we're on like a whole bunch of different platforms at once. YouTube, Facebook.
I love it. This is great.
It is, except for when you want to do the slides and we don't have them set up in advance.
I'm sorry. Well, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. No, you're good. If you click present somewhere on your side, then you can go ahead and click it, and then I just have to approve it really quick.
So I click present and share, and it's asking me what I want to share. So is that where?
Yeah. Then just click on what you want to share, and then it should pop it up for me.
Okay. Oh, there we go. And I did entire screen because I shouldn't have done that. Okay. Can you see? Is that where we're at?
Yes.
Hopefully you can see that.
Can you see the screen too, where it says 90% of human dis-ease? Is that the screen you meant?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Well said.
Yay. Okay. A win for me. How about that we actually got something working. Okay. So if you think about stress, and it's 90% of human dis-ease, right? We're thinking about that's pretty important to get out of the stress response. Increases our blood pressure. It's immune system, lowers our immune system, disturbs our digestive system. I mean, this is not new news. We all know that. Light therapy's been used everywhere, all over the world, in every medical discipline. Everyone's probably heard red light, right? They're like, oh, is that red light, right? And you can Google that. A ton of things will come up. All about it. And this is probably what you've heard. These are the things that are FDA cleared. So we know that the lights will do other things, but this is what the FDA has recognized. Pain, increasing circulation, which we know increases healing, neuropathy, back pain, even fine lines and wrinkles, which is always nice. and acne with our face mask, all these things. So that's really great. But more than red light is we have all these different spectrums and wavelengths of light. And we want to make sure it's in the therapeutic nanometer range. And we can, for sure, we know that with Lumiceuticals. And these are just a couple of the different colors that are available in our pads. So red is what you hear all about. It increases ATP production in the cell. That's the energy of the cell, helps promote cell regeneration, energy, inflammation, all the things. And red light is amazing. It's very popular and everyone talks about it because it works and it's awesome. So, but there's also blue light. So blue light's what they actually put on babies with jaundice. So, that's been around a very long time, and it's very effective on the liver, but it's also calming for mood. It's cleansing, it's antiviral, fungal, bacteria. Really great for mood support and to calm the nervous system. And kind of the new kid on the block is green, and that is actually one of my favorite wavelengths. My favorite color is green. I love the heart chakra, all of it. So I love to put the green light actually over my heart. But it does, I feel like it helps reduce stress. It's just a very calming. It's really good for pain, chronic pain, enhances immunity, great for your liver, lungs, thymus. You can put it like this and cover your thyroid and thymus right next to your heart. It's just a really great pad. Now, the near infrared is in almost every single pad. It's the MVP of the wavelengths. It's amazing. It travels real deep into hard tissue like, bones, tendons, teeth, spine. It's really good for relieving pain. It's great for back pain. And it is in actually all the pads. So it'll be a line of green and a line of near infrared. So that's amazing. And yellow is actually in our restoration eye mask, and it's super good for vision and eye health. I know what I am experiencing a little is that when I have something I'm trying to read, the letters are just so small lately. And I know if I consistently use this eye mask with the yellow, the near infrared, and red light over my eyes, that I experience that improving. So I make sure to use that several times a week, if not every day. And so that's the awesome thing about it's not just red light. Our pads are having all these different things. But in addition to that, also each of them are shining at a different frequency. So that is really cool. You can have frequencies for anything. I mean, everyone's probably on here is aware of how frequency works. You can have a frequency to help with stress or mood or a cold, or, you have a wound, skin, or brain health, or autoimmune disease, like we have a Parkinson's setting. I mean, the sky's the limit with frequencies. And so not only are you getting the benefit of these wavelengths, but you're also getting them shining at these certain frequencies. Isn't that amazing? It's so awesome. Yep. And then we have the Nourishes frequencies, if you're familiar with that. He is the one French neurologist from the 70s that kind of figured out that if, cells or molecules or matter is out of their vibratory pattern or frequency, that if you, expose it to the frequency that it should be, that it goes back to, or healing often occurs and sometimes quite rapidly. So it can be fast, which I have experienced. And I've seen other people experience with using the light with frequencies. This is just one example of one of the frequency sweeps. So when you're shining the light on your body with these pads, it goes through these sets of frequencies in a 20-minute session. So it'll be a couple of minutes on all of these things. And this is our B setting. And we have tons of different settings, hundreds. And then, so this is a really great one. So you can see, turn grief into joy. Who doesn't need that, right? Facilitate change, awake, reduce pain, all these things. So that's really awesome. And another setting C. So what I love about the Lumiceuticals package with the light Everything, you have the light, which we know is amazing. I mean, it comes from the sun. We know we need it. We're beings of light. We need it just like food and water. So you have that. Plus, it's super easy to use. It's in your house, and then you get the frequencies. That's the best, the trifecta. It's amazing. So I just want to tell you here in the end about a study that was done with the actual Lumiceuticals light system. There's thousands and thousands of studies with LED light. It's called photobiomodulation. So it's taking light, applying it to the body to affect change. And this study was actually done with a Lumiceuticals light system. So they had 586 people, which is a good amount, which is so great. And they all experienced 4 20-minute B setting sessions. And remember how I showed the B setting? That was those frequencies of that. So they had red, blue, and near infrared light shining on them. And they did a 20-minute B settings. And typical patient only had 4 sessions. So they were like once a week or something like that. So they tested all their blood before and after and reviewed all their charts. And these are the cool results. So if you look over here, 220 of the patients were able to discontinue their antidepressant medication while under direct supervision. So this was done with doctors, right? Care. And that is almost half of the patients were able to discontinue their antidepressant medication. That's amazing. 148 of the patients reported 50 to 75% reduction in pain. Another awesome thing that can happen. 56 reported acceleration of the healing processes. They have like wounds or burns or skin issues, and that's where they were there. And so they reported like an increase in the healing process of that. 18 patients showed decreased glutathione levels. So that is pretty cool. And associated debilitating fatigue showed a 50% increase in glutathione and a 15 to 25% increase in energy. That's an amazing, amazing thing to see. And that's so cool that they were able to test their blood and find this out. And 20 patients experienced social anxiety, reported less isolation, motivation, and ability to engage in family and church activities. So if you know of someone that's having these things, but perhaps the lights at home, just a simple 20-minute putting the pads on them a day in their house would make it so they would want to engage more with other people and be happy. Okay, this is what it looks like. This is when you walk in, this is what you're going to look for, is these chairs and smiling faces ready to greet you. And you'll want to come quickly and get on the schedule or do your light session early, and make sure to enter to win a free trial. So everything I talked about, you could take all those pads and have them in your house. Isn't that amazing? Yes. So this would be what you would have. And so you would enter to win at our booth, and 10 o'clock I will be speaking, and I will draw the amazing winner that's meant to have these for a couple weeks at the end of when I'm speaking. So I don't know. I can't see Facebook. How do I get?
You're totally good. Yeah. What were you looking for?
Oh, there you are. Yay.
I'm right here. I'm here.
Oh my gosh. I did it. The technology. But yes. So were there any questions? I can't see Facebook, so I didn't know if there were any questions.
Yeah, no, you're totally good. That is one of the things about this particular streaming service, is that it does make it a little bit difficult for the guests to be able to see everything. There weren't any questions that came in at this time, but I do appreciate the education that you gave today, because I've had so many people ask, like, okay, well, I know that I feel relaxed. I know that I feel like more grounded. I know that I feel like I can think more clearly, but why? So I appreciated the science that you brought in and about the different frequencies. And I feel like that's really important. So thank you so much for that. And I always do share with people that the number one tip that I have at the conference is for them to go sign up for the complimentary light therapy right when they get there. Like, go get your wristband, but then go right over to the light therapy and sign up. Many people have come to the conferences not knowing that they could go over there for free and try it. I mean, I'm like, this is like people, like, you hear stories about people like going on cruise ships, not knowing that the food's included. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
exactly.
It's included.
Yes. It's a gift that we love to give people. I love to give the gift of light, and it's amazing when people take off, they have their face mask on, and they put it up like this, and I love their face. They're like, that was amazing. You see them do that, right?
Yeah.
And I love it. It's my favorite thing. And I say, yep, that is amazing. And you could do that every day. Isn't it so great?
And I do. I love it.
To Boise. Tammy, thanks for letting me speak on here. And I'm happy.
Absolutely. I appreciate you being on too. Thank you so much. We'll see you Friday and Saturday this weekend.
Friday.
Okay.
Sounds
awesome. Well, Torrie's a gem, as you can see, and she's just so much fun. I'm going to go ahead and bring the schedule up one more time because I want to go ahead and finish kind of covering some of the details about this. Again, you can find out all of the details about this particular conference and the speakers and the classes and more at this link down here in the comments. I'm going to share it one more time with you so that you have that as well. And we do have people that are traveling from out of state to be able to come in and speak. We have speakers from Virginia, Texas, California, Idaho, Nevada, Wyoming, and I think, of course, Utah. So that are coming in as speakers. We also have attendees that are registered from Oregon and Portland that are also going to be coming into this event. Of course, we have right now a pre-registered amount of about 400 people. We have room for a few more tickets. So if you would like to come, please let us know right away. I'll go ahead and put that email up one more time so that you can go ahead and send me a direct private email, and we will take really good care of you. So the event also goes all day from 8 a.m. until 7 p.m. So even if you can only come for a few hours, please feel free to come on and join us. It's going to be a great day, and we'll see you guys there this weekend, Friday night for the VIPs and speakers and vendors only. And then Saturday is for everyone there at the Riverside Hotel. All right. Thanks to you guys.